Hi everyone. In this video we're going to be discussing the biconditional operator. Now just from its name you can hear that it has a relation to the conditional operator. So in this video I'm going to be showing you what that similar kind of relation is. So let's use P and Q as our propositions. So we have P right here, we have Q right here. Now we even write the biconditional in a really similar way to the way we write the conditional. So let's put an equal sign, open quotation, less than sign, dash dash, greater than sign, close quotation. So you can see it's this kind of two-way arrow. It's like one way and another way. The conditional is just this one-way arrow, so like this. This flows backward and it flows forward. So that's how the conditional works. And I'm going to give you the truth value for that in a second. But before we get into that, let's give P and Q truth values of their own. So P is true, true, false, false, and Q is true, false, true, false. Now I'm going to tell you how the truth value for the biconditional works. So the biconditional is true whenever the statements it has a relation to are also true. So right here, whenever they have the same truth value, I mean. So right here they're both true. And since they're both true, they have the same truth value, and so the biconditional is true. Right here, P is true and Q is false. They do not have the same truth value, so the biconditional is false. Right here, P is false and Q is true. Again, they do not have the same truth value, so the biconditional is false. Right here, P is false and Q is false. So they have the same truth value, and the biconditional is true. So you can see that it has this relation of back and forth. If P is true, then Q is also true. And if Q is true, then P is true. And the similar way, if P is false, then Q is false. And if Q is false, then P is false. So an example of that might be, if water is boiling, then it is 100 degrees. And if water is 100 degrees, then it is boiling. So that's kind of how the biconditional operator would work. So let's take a look at another example. Let's write out P and Q if and only if R or S. Now we translate the biconditional in language because it's awkward to say P or Q biconditional R or S, so we say if and only if. So let's do P or Q. Let's write this down. P and then or Q, and then if and only if, so we're going to draw our little arrow. I'm going to hit my equal sign right here and just go up to my previous biconditional. I'm going to hit enter. So P or Q, if and only if, and then let's type R and S. Alright, so now we have this. So again, the truth value of the biconditional is going to be true only if the truth value of the statements it has a relation to is true. Now right here we have or as our main operator right here, and as our main operator right here. So we're going to be looking at the values of the or operator and the and operator, and we're going to, with that, we're going to be able to get the operator of the biconditional. And we have two parentheses here, and we can work at either one first. I'm going to start from left to right, just because I want to assign truth values that way first. So we're going to start with P. Now we have four statements right here. We have four propositions. So we're going to get equals 2 to the 4th power, which is 16. So we're going to have 16 truth values in total. The first half are true, so half of 16 is 8, so we're going to get 8 truths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The rest we're going to get falses, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, now we're going to get a Q. We're going to get half of 8, which is 4. So we're going to get 4 truths. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get half of 8 falses, which is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to maintain this pattern. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, now we're going to go to R. Half of 4 is 2, so we're going to get 1, 2 truths. Then half of 4 is also 2, so we're going to get 3, 4. We maintain this pattern. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, and last thing, we're going to go to S. Half of 2 is 1, so we're going to get 1 true. Half of 2 is 1, so we're going to get 1 false. Then maintain this pattern. true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Alright, now if we did this correctly, all of our top truth values should be true. So true, 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 and true. And all of our bottom truth values should be false. So false, 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 false. Okay, so it seems like we did our truth values correctly. Now, let's start with our OR truth value first. So the OR is true whenever either of the disjuncts, these things, are true. So let's see, both of these are true, so we get a true. Both of these are true, so we get a true. Now what I want you to notice is, since this P on the left side, the first 8 are true. So that means that the first 8 lines are always going to be true. So we could just go down to the first 8 and we don't have to look at Q at all. So we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is where we have to start looking at Q. Since we also notice that the rest of P are false, we just really need to look at Q. Q is only one we need to look at. So I'm just going to be looking at Q. Right here the Q is true, so it's true. Right here the Q is true, so it's true. Right here the Q is true, so it's true. Right here the Q is true, so it's true. And all the rest of these are false, so the rest are going to be false. And again, the reason I didn't look at P at all is because, as you can see right here, all of these are false. So we don't have to look at P at all. We're looking for at least one true, and if it's not there, then it's false. And so that's why I just looked at Q. So now we're going to jump to the AND operator. And remember, the AND operator is only true when both of its conjuncts, these things, are both true. So right here, they're both true, so we get a true. Right here, they're both true, so we get a, actually they're not both true right here. Right here, the S is false, so we get a false. Right here, the R is false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both true, so we get a true. Right here, the S is false, so we get a false. Right here, the R is false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both true, so we get a true. Right here, they're both false. Right here, S is false, so we get a false. Right here, R is false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both false, so we get a false. Right here, they're both true, so we get a true. Right here, S is false, so we get a false. Right here, R is false, so we get a false. And then right here, they're both false, so we get a false. Now we have a lot of truth values right here, so I'm just going to highlight them and just so we can kind of relate them to one another. So I'm going to give this a color, and I'm going to give this a color. Okay? Now I've done that. Now remember, so the biconditional is only true when they're both the same truth value. So right here we have a true, right here we have a true, so it's true because they're both the same. Here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false because they're different. Here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Here we have a true, right here we have a true, so it's true. Here we have a true, right here we have false, so it's false. Right here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Right here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Right here we have a true, right here we have a true, so it's true. Right here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Right here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Right here we have a true, right here we have a false, so it's false. Right here we have false, right here we have a true, so it's false. Right here we have false, right here we have false, so it's true, because they're the same. Right here we have false, right here we have false, so they're true because they're the same. And right here we have false, and right here we have a false, and a true again because they're the same. So that's just a quick introduction as to how the biconditional works. So in this first example, the biconditional just had this relation with P or Q. So this is saying P if and only if Q. And right here the biconditional has this relation with P or R and S. So it's saying P or R if and only if R and S. And again, here, let me give the biconditional a color. The biconditional is only true when the statements have the same truth values. So that's a quick introduction to the biconditional, and I'll see you guys in the next video.